All right, there we go. Hey guys, as always, a big choo-choo to each of y'all. Thanks for stopping by. I mean that. Thanks for stopping by. All right, guns are used nonstop, like every single day. They're used in defensive situations for protection. Mr. Guns and Gear's feed on Instagram today has a fantastic video of a gentleman protecting himself in the wild, and they're nonstop, but we never hear about it. Why? I'm going to give you 3 reasons now. I had a great time really researching that. The first one won't be a surprise to you at all. The second 2, I think, really will. The third one was a surprise to me, and I think we need to be aware of this, but also I don't know what to do about it. And I'm going to ask you a question at the very end. So it should be interesting. I had a great time getting this video together for y'all, so buckle up, here we go. Hey, today's episode is brought to you by my friends at Lambs. Now, we all know radiation is bad, and we're surrounded by it non-stop. And that's where Lambs steps in with their Faraday clothing line that blocks all wireless radiation. NASA technology that blocks 3G, 4G, 5G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and UV light. Guys, you carry your phones in your pockets, so guard your family valuables with their boxer briefs. Start protecting yourself when you head over to getlambs.com, and there's a link right down below. Use that link and use code JB15 when you head over to check out Lambs. Where y'all at with that? It's a new channel sponsor, so I'm super thankful for that, but their stuff's very nice. It came in, I was able to check it out. I use a mat, and I have for about 3 years now, a mat in my lap whenever I use my laptop. So if I'm on the couch, I have a radiation mat in my lap. I'm careful, really careful with that, but I carry my phone in my pocket all the time. And plus there's all the other stuff. Y'all know about all that stuff. So let me know what you think, all that 3G, 5G, just garbage coming in from how we are surrounded. We'd love to hear your opinion on that. To each of y'all, thank you for every thumbs up. Y'all rock. So thank you for that. All right, I want to talk to you about this situation and the phenomenon, we can call it, of that this stuff's never mentioned in the media. People don't know about it. I believe this, that the average American, if they knew the amount of times, the hundreds, if not thousands of times, Rooty Tooties are used defensively to protect in America, daily basis, absolutely a daily basis, they would be genuinely shocked, probably wouldn't even believe it. It's that common. The separation between how common it is and our actual perception is vast. There is a disconnect, and it starts with the media. I am going to give you 3 reasons there, but it really is. Now, it's just a mess, and it really is. That divide is big. I'm going to give you 3 reasons, and I want to highlight that there are some very high-profile cases. May, June, and July of last year. In May, in Fort Smith, y'all may have heard of these. I've heard of all 3 of these. In Fort Smith, Arkansas, last May, or this May, bad guy had killed a woman, then fired 93 rounds into the community, and a good guy with a gun got a bolt-action hunting rifle and ended the situation. Problem solved. And I think that one kind of made the rounds. You may have heard of that one. In June, a month later, a Louisiana 12-year-old boy defended his home with a hunting rifle. Totally took care of the situation. Situation is over. And then a month later, in July, in Chicago. Now remember, never forget, in Chicago, there's good people up there. There's patriots up there. And there was a bad guy, shooting into a crowd, hit 3 people in a crowd, just willy-nilly shooting. And a CCW owner ends the entire situation, popped him. That guy's done. No trial, no handcuffs. He is gone. Zip up the bag. You're out of here. And that's May, June, and July of this year. Y'all remember not that long ago that Jack Wilson, the church situation, one draw, pop. I think he came from his side. Pop, situation over. And unfortunately, Jack Wilson, that's a great situation. Terrible situation, but a great ending to it. And his training paid off. But then, of course, the NRA took credit for it. They literally took credit for it. And they made money on it. The NRA stepped in and made a fortune on it. Now, this article that really got me stirring on this is from the Fairfield Sun-Times, and the author is named John Lott. I'll link to that article below. But he did a really good job, and there's a lot of stuff in there. It's a really good read, and it's in Fairfield, Montana. And really interesting. He did a great job on this. And so I want to shout out to John Lott. He's the one that really got me stirring on. All right, thousands of times a year. That's what John Lott says. thousands of times a year they're used defensively. Now, I am going to presuppose that that is going to rise considerably because of the number of CCW, the new owners that are taking care of their own protection themselves. And I think that number is going to do nothing but go up, and I think that makes our communities significantly much safer. Now, 3 reasons. The first one, why does the media cover this? And it's not just about what's in the media. The media affects our perception. I talked about that gulf. Here's reality. Thousands of times a year, according to John Lott. But the perception is, okay, there's a few high-profile cases, but really there's a big problem in America. Why that disconnect? I know that we just say, and I'm saying, why do we not talk about it? Well, part of it is the media. But the big one, I think, reason number 1, I know this, is they are pushing a narrative, and defensive pop over, zip the bag, doesn't fit the narrative. So number 1, it doesn't fit the narrative. I think y'all know that. Y'all absolutely know that. You can look at a coverage of any, like a big shooting, 3, 4, 5 people. I mean, I hate that we can talk about it that easily, but there's a lot of them. And it will hit the news cycle and be gone if it's not an AW. Assault W. It's not, it won't, but boy, if it is, they will go absolutely apey over it. So the narrative is driving the press. I think y'all know that. That's number 1. Number 2, and this is huge. The big cities in America, I mean, that affects all of us in a lot of ways. I didn't know this. Major markets receive 0 bupkis on defensive situations or situations where a good guy steps in and ends a situation. It is not covered at all. And that's a mess. That is a problem. And reason number 3, this was also new to me, news agencies, how do they get their statistics when they're driving, when the media is driving that narrative, and they put up all the stats over next to the talking head, 38%, 42%, 6 out of 10. They put that stuff up there. They are pulling that data from one source. It all comes from the Gun Violence Archive. And here it goes a step further. So they're pulling all that data from one place, the GVA. The GVA pulls their data from the media, not actually from real sources like sheriff's agencies, police forces, and the FBI, that sort of stuff. No, they pull from the media. So we have I didn't know this, a completely nonsense, vicious cycle of misinformation. Yes, we know that they push the narrative. Yes, we know that it is propaganda. But even when they're trying to be honest with facts and present real hard data right here, that data is askew because they're getting their data from themselves. It's a mess. I didn't know that. How about that? All the stats come from news articles. So that's 3 reasons. Now, here I get to this point and I'm like, okay, Johnny, I sat down last night. I sat for a couple hours and read about this and was chasing things and clicking links in John Lott's article and just reading stuff. Okay, I got done, finished my little yellow notes there, put my notes in my backpack to come down here. Driving down here, I'm like, okay, what do we do? How do we change this? Yeah, I know on some level, flip the boob tube off, turn the TV off. I get that. But I don't know. I really don't know. And I just thought, let's ask y'all. Ask the people here in Applebee's what they think. So let me know, what do you think? How should we proceed forward in this? I think part of it, we need to talk. I do know that, talk, and that we create our own narratives that are of truth. And when defensive situations happen, we don't wait for a little handful like May, June, and July and Jack Wilson of high-profile ones. We find the good ones. So I thought Mr. Guns and Gear, again, his Instagram feed, that's a great example. And even though the predator in that situation, the bad guy in that situation is not even human, if that piques your interest. But I think it's a sad situation, but it's good. The guy filming the video is now safe. So that was a long-winded question of, what do you think? What should we do? I will be back tomorrow with all the spice on the Spicy Friday. Bye.